What's happening, guys? Jim the Game Guru. Okay, let's get into that Nintendo Direct. I actually felt like it was a good Direct. Now, was there anything in that Direct that was absolutely mouth-dropping? No way. But they had a lot of good things in there. The things that I saw really told me that Nintendo is really standing behind their IP. They really told me that Nintendo is actually doing a whole lot of effort to bring a bunch of good things to the Nintendo Switch. And lately, it's been, I don't know, this year for the most part, it's felt like it's very kind of dry. And, there was a couple good games here and there that dropped. I was getting a little worried there. I was getting a little worried for a little while because I'm like, okay, where's all this heavy-hitting stuff coming from this year? And in this Direct, I think they kind of showcased some of those items. Now, in this video, I'm not going to go into, like, the DLC stuff or, like, Monster Hunter. I'm not going to go into the god-awful Disney game that they showed or any of the other games that looked kind of lame or any of the other DLCs for, like, Age of Calamity or anything because we've seen those games already. And, like, Splatoon 3, they already showed a glimpse of Splatoon 3 earlier. So I want to cover in this video the interesting things, the new interesting things that I saw in the Direct that I'm kind of excited about. So first, let's go ahead and get into the voice of cards. I absolutely love board games as much as I love video games. And the fact that Square Enix is bringing a new digital board game with a whole new type of flair to it is very exciting. Now, the Switch is no stranger for digital board games. There are a lot of board games like Catan, Wingspan, Carcassonne, games like that have already found a home on the Switch. And there's also other little card games like roguelike card games and stuff like Slay the Spire. So there are a bunch of card games that are already on the Switch and some board games in digital format. But I like the fact this is coming from Square Enix and it's something new from them. I'm sure the price tag is probably going to be a little on the higher side. But it looked good. From what I saw, it looked good. I think as far as a digital tabletop game, it looks very promising. The other one is Chocobo GP. So Chocobo GP is no way like Mario Kart 8. Characters in there look cute. I'm hoping the racetracks are nice. I'm hoping that it comes in at a decent price. My guess is probably not going to be a very good kart racer, but we don't know until we see it. And I'm hoping that it is, because I do like the aesthetics of it, and I'm hoping, crossing my fingers for Chocobo GP, and I just like Chocobos. I don't know what it is about Chocobos. I love Chocobos. Then there was Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Now, this game right here, I don't know, I kind of had mixed feelings on it because I'm not a big fan when it comes to Kirby in a 3D setting, or even a 2.5D setting. For some reason, I love Kirby in a 2D, very flat 2D and pixel environment. Like a lot of pixel art. I feel like Kirby is best in those type of games. So when I see this 3D Kirby game, I mean, I'm hoping that it will be good, but I wasn't really feeling the environments. I wasn't really feeling the gameplay on it from what I saw in the video. Who knows? Let's see if it's any good. My guess is probably going to be a little bit more of a stinker than something really good when it comes out. So then we had Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. No surprise there. Absolutely no surprise. I knew that one was going to eventually make it to the Switch. And this game has been on every single platform. I feel like it's been on the PC, it's been on older consoles, it's been on mobile. So it was just a matter of time before this game actually ended up on the Switch. Two games that I'm very excited about. Dying Light 2. This is the cloud version. So Nintendo is still pushing hard their cloud games. So we have 3 games, I believe. We have Control, Hitman, and I believe this one's going to be a third one, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember if there's one that I'm forgetting right now off the top of my head. But Dying Light 2, no surprise, it's not going to be running on the Switch natively. They had to stick it in a cloud environment because there's no way in the world the Switch would have been able to handle it. But I'm more excited about Dying Light Platinum Edition because Dying Light was one of my favorite games of all times. I actually had that in a video earlier in the year saying, hey, these are my 13 games that I really want to come out on the Switch, that'll find a good home on the Switch. Dying Light was one of them, and I'm glad they're making that a reality. That is definitely going to be a day one purchase for me, and I'm going to end up creating a video of the gameplay for that on my channel. Then we had the Switch Online updates, the changes to Switch Online. If you've seen my previous videos on the ROMs, where I said it's not Nintendo's fault, and these are the issues with the ROMs and the Switch Online, these are the reasons why the games are so bad. And one of the reasons why was I said that there wasn't enough partnership with Nintendo to bring classic retro games to the system. A lot of these companies are trying to sell their own packages and they're fragmenting the market. Well, here we go, N64 games coming to the Switch Online service. Super, super, super cool. I'm so excited about that. They even have N64 controllers they're going to be selling for the Switch Online membership. They are going to have to put like this extra add-on, which I'm fine with. I knew that was going to happen if they did it, and I'm assuming the price for the membership plan is going to go up if you want the N64 games. And there are Sega Genesis titles coming to the Switch, which is super, super cool. I hope this becomes a trend. I hope that a bunch of other systems start coming to it, and I really like the direction Nintendo is going with this, that they are promoting this as a great retro system as well as a system to play all these other fantastic games, like local co-op games, or even some of these fantastic first-party title games. But I love the direction Nintendo is going with this. I hope they keep bringing additional games and additional game systems to the market. I'm waiting for Game Boy Advance now and for Game Boy. I think once Nintendo brings that over, it's going to be awesome. Now, there is still the problem with a lot of the games being Nintendo first-party titles. Even if you look at the entire N64 list, it's all Nintendo games practically. So I'm hoping that they're able to arrange future partnerships down the road to bring some of the other games. Okay, and then after that we had Shadowrun Trilogy. Shadowrun Trilogy. This is another game that I had in my 13 games that I wanted on the Nintendo Switch. Another one that came true. Another day one purchase for me. I love the Shadowrun Trilogy. These are great tactical games. Fantastic. If you're into tactical games, you're going to want to get yourself into Shadowrun. Deep stories. It's more of like this cyberpunk theme. Then there's Castlevania Advance Collection. I feel like Capcom has been supporting the Switch, but Konami has not. Konami has been very, very lazy. I wish that Konami would be as excited about the Switch as Capcom is. I wish they would start creating new games, new Castlevania games. They're bringing over another set of Castlevania games, so I can't complain. These are actually really good games from the Game Boy Advanced. And I'm kind of excited for them. I do wish they were part of the Switch Online, though, and I just told you how I hate the fragmentation of these old retro games and their own packages, but unfortunately, they are bringing this over themselves, and they're not going to be dumping them into the Switch Online membership. Then there was a big surprise for me, ActRaiser Renaissance. That game just blew me away, and it blew me away because I used to play ActRaiser all the time on the Super Nintendo. And one of the worst parts with ActRaiser was the overworld view where you're guiding the angel and you're building out the landscape areas. And in this game, they actually fixed that. They made it look beautiful. I mean, just crazy the way you can see all these people working in the land and all these little things being built. I absolutely love the look of it. I love the look of the part where you're in the action scenes and going through the levels, the platforming, and fighting all the monsters and stuff. I'm super excited about that game. I hope that game is not overpriced. I'm hoping it's somewhere within the $29 price point. Probably not. They'll probably raise it to be higher because there's always some kind of Switch tax somewhere. Okay, what else do we have? We have the Mario movie. The Mario movie. This was interesting. I don't have a whole lot of hopes for the Mario movie because usually video games to movies end up being a really... They're either okay or they're terrible. The last Sonic movie that I watched was actually halfway decent. I really liked the Sonic movie with Jim Carrey. I feel like they did a really good job on it. But this Mario movie is gonna have a whole cast of big superstars. It has like Chris Pratt. It has the actress from The Queen's Gambit. I can't remember her name is. She's probably on the screen behind me. It was an interesting announcement, but I don't have a lot of hopes for that movie. I think it's probably gonna tank. We'll see. We can't judge a book by its cover before we even see anything, and they didn't show us any footage whatsoever. Crossing my fingers, hoping that Mario movie will actually be halfway decent. And lastly, the last thing I want to talk about is Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 finally made an appearance at the end of the direct. Looks great. Looks like it's fast and furious, the action. I just love the protagonist in that game. She just looks freaking amazing. I wasn't too keen on the monsters that I saw in there, but the protagonist, super awesome. The action looks fantastic. And I'm kind of excited for Bayonetta. I'm sure that's going to be a high price point, that game. I'm sure it's going to be $60, no doubt. But if you're into the Bayonetta series, here you go. The third one's coming, and I'm kind of excited about that. So that was everything that I found on the Direct that was very interesting. I was interested. I think some of these will be stinkers, but I think some of these stuff are actually going to be halfway decent. I love the support that Nintendo is showing for the Switch. I love all these new DLCs that are coming out for the games, showing that, hey, we really care about these games and we're pushing the life of these games as far as we can. I love how they're bringing more retro games to it, and they're also bringing additional fresh new titles. And I really like the fact that they're also doing these remasters of old classic games that we still have in our heart, still have nostalgia for, like the ActRaiser game, and I hope they continue to do that. Alright, that's all I have. I am out of here. I'm Jim the Game Guru. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you like this video, please like, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.